Waec Civic Education Possible Questions and Answers. Don't forget that normally Waec objective questions would comprise of 60 questions, where we would have them to be 40 marks in 1 hour, and also they would cover the entire syllabus. If you need more, you can check the description section. I just released a syllabus that will talk about that in details. Now let's start from question number 1. Use the dialogue below to answer questions 1 and 2. Here we have bio. Wow, Shola, how did you manage to purchase a new tricycle? So Shola answered bio like, I did not buy it. It was the councillor from my town that distributed tricycles to unemployed youths, and I am lucky to be one of them. Wow, lucky. So bio so if you now say that, congratulations, that's a good gesture. I wish the councillor from my town would do the same. Here you would realize that bio was given a tricycle by the councillor along with some other people. So now let's look at question number 1. The step taken by councillor in the diagram above is best described as, actually when I'm talking about this, we're talking about something like youth empowerment. So that's A. The answer is A. It is not selflessness, it's not development, it is not patriotism. And let me now tell you, you could be looking at that councillor and also councillor, that what's the difference? It seems this thing look alike. Let me now tell you that the councillor you can see here is different from the normal councillor. Councillor means an elected member of a local government, while the second councillor, which is CONSELLOR, is talking about a trained person. That is, like, that very person is trained to listen to a person and give them advice on their problem. Let's move to question number 2. Shola is a dialogue above will likely end up, in the dialogue above will likely end up being A. Patriotic, B. Hardworking, C. Contented, D. Self-reliance. The answer is self-reliance. And there are several other benefits that youth empowerment could give someone just like you. It would help to promote potentials in youth. You graduated from school and there's no job and all that, just like what you can see here, nothing to do and all that, no job. But with that, you could use that very tricycle to start making money from him or herself. And if you look at it also, young people would be able to learn to take responsibility with that, and also even if they are equipped with vocational skills, they will be strong, and they will develop the society. Let's move to question number 3. Question number 3. Nationalism in Nigeria eventually led to A. National Renaissance. We have B. to be creation of states, C. Decolonization, and D. end of military rule. I'm talking about A. Like a national renaissance, right? So that renaissance means the revival of European arts and literature under the influence of classical models in these very 14th to 16th centuries. So it is not what we would like to talk about. We are not talking about that. And this very nationalism, I expect you to understand it to be those people that fought against colonization in Nigeria. So it actually led to what? Decolonization. That is the answer. Question number 4. Which of the following conditions gives rise to the denial of right to life? So we have the first one to be homicide. Homicide is actually the answer, but let me describe other stuffs you can see here. Homicide means the killing of one person by another, just like someone killed another person, but it could be legal or an illegal killing. And we are talking about forgery as well. Forgery is an action of forging a what? A copy. So it could be imitating a document, it could be signature, it could be banknote or the likes. I'm talking about protest as well. We have that to be the statement or action that is against the disapproval of, that is expressing disapproval of something. Just like if you can realize, if you can remember NSAS, people were protesting and the like that they don't really like this. They didn't really, so just like that. So with that protest, they are trying to express their disapproval of that very thing. So burglary as well. What's the meaning? It is an illegal entering of a building with the intent to commit a crime. So especially when we are talking about this, we are actually referring to something like theft. So question number 5: activities that act to clog the wheel of societal progress can be described as, this one is straightforward, it's what? Social vices. If you look at family issues, no, it can lead to a societal, it can lead to something like societal, something like we are talking about. This is not close to a societal progress. You understand? Family issues is just a sub. You are talking about cultural vices as well. You look at social vices, that's within the culture. Religious issues within the within the religious. But we are talking about social vices. These ones are the vices that what actually talking about the social, that's society and the likes. So number 4, the 4 most prominent nationalist leaders of Nigeria at independence were, so we have A, B, C, D. Actually the answer is C. That's Tafawa Balewa, Obafemi Awolowo, Nnamdi Azikiwe and Ahmadu Bello. So you could also see something like Abat Macaulay. So just note that. Question number 5: responsible parenthood can complement the activities of government in several ways except by reason. So the first one, we are talking about responsible parenthood. That's what? The act of being responsible as a parent. You understand? So now look at it. Can complement the activity of government in several ways except by. So who is actually talking about several ways they can do that, but they must not do this one that we will pick. So looking at it, A, responsible citizens. Okay, that one is good. B, citizens would oppose the government. Look at it. If our parents should raise a citizen that oppose the government, do you think this would complement the activities of the government? No, it will not complement the activity of the government. So that is the answer. But if you look at C, D, responsible future leaders, entrepreneurs in the society, these are actually great things. So question number 8: one importance of constituted authority is that it leads to A, B, C, D. We have different like that. It is maintenance of law and order. So this would help to maintain law and order. As you know that constituted authorities could be an individual. Authority could be an individual, could be a group or body that has what? That has power. So question number 9: teaching children to be satisfied with what they have is a way of encouraging. It is not A, it is not B, it is C, contentment. It is not that they are encouraging self-reliance, it is encouraging contentment. Number 8: law and order can be best maintained in Nigeria through the, look at it, making degrees by various security agencies. No. B, constitutional law enforcement and citizen common welfare. Yeah, that's yes. So it is through this very constitutional law enforcement and citizens common welfare that law and order can be really maintained. But if you look at the rest, look at it, prohibition of public protest. If you look at public protest, just like the NSAS I talked about the other time, it's because of that. It's because of their like people's disapproval of something. That's why they have to come out that we don't like this and others. No. So if they are against it, then it can promote the law and it can promote the order. So look at the others as well. Look at modern security gadgets and the likes. But if you look at it, the question brought something out that can best. So the best there is B. Truly, if you look at modern security gadgets, maybe this could but B is the answer. Number 9, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights (UDHR) was adopted by the answer is United Nations General Assembly. And you could be asked that date. What is the date? Actually adopted in 10 December 1948, and that is where we have that it was done in Paris. Paris. Question number 12. Responsible parenting is the ability of parents to A. Provide quality education for their children, B. Establish profitable business for the family, C. Meet the basic and social needs of their children. It is C. Meet the basic and social needs of their children. So among others, we could have something like help them on their self-esteem part, looking at child morals and values, and looking at their discipline as well. So there are several other things that could be considered. Use the story below to answer questions 13 and 14. Amuka stole a chicken from a poultry farm. The workers on the farm caught Amuka and gave him the beatings of his life. Now, let's solve question number 13. Assuming the offense committed by Amuka is the above story happened in a democratic society, the poultry farm workers would be, you have A to B, honored for executing instant justice, B, punished for making laws into their hands, C, converted to security personnel, D, promoted for safeguarding the poultry farm. If you are looking at it, if you should look at it very well, you see that what they would actually be punished. The poultry farmer workers will be punished for taking laws into their own hands, because it is actually in a democratic society, in a society whereby there is a representative personnel, there is someone representing, and that person has power. So they cannot take laws into their hand in that very society. So question number 12, we have question number 14, we have that to be, against the background of democratic society, the farm workers in the story above are expected to, so normally they shouldn't do what they did. They should have done what? Hand Amuka over to the police. Thanks for watching this very video. Don't forget to click the red subscribe button and also the notification bell. I will see you in the next video.